Superstorm Sandy brought in with it over a 12-foot storm surge in October, many of the repercussions of the storm are still being felt today. As we can see here as we pan over to the boardwalk that once was, it was completely destroyed. Much of the conflict comes from easement signing and contracts for governments and construction work, and that is still being felt a lot today. As we can see through here, the damage is still pretty extensive. As we pan over to there is an extremely damaged house from the storm surge, along with a barrage of equipment we see out there still from repairing the beaches, etc. So there's not many sand dune problems here right in Long Branch. Much of the Jersey Shore is feeling a lot of the repercussions of the storm, mainly because the construction of sand dunes is supposed to be implemented by the Army Corps of Engineers, and many who own private property up to the beach line are saying that this impinges on their rights. But as we see here, after the storm, much of the sand was in fact restored, and the beach is back, so many of the worries that there would be no summer life this year have somewhat dissipated, but the effects are devastating, really. As I walk over to some of the damage we still felt by Sandy, I'd like to just discuss a patch article from January that discussed the steps that were going to be taken to restore much of the area. As we can see, a lot of damage still felt there. Actually, right next to the beach here with all this damage is the very sophisticated business outlets of Pier Village, so they were feeling much of the effects of the storm too in terms of business, and store owners are still looking to have a pretty successful summer. But now, as Christopher Sheldon said in his story, a lot of the construction began in about January, so a couple months after the storm, but a lot of the work began on January 17th, and the City of Long Branch's website stated that the work will consist a lot of preparation of subgrade, grading geotextile fabric, reinforced concrete, slope protection, timber work, pavers, concrete work, repairs of the irrigation system, sand berm, landscaping, railings, and other restoration work. As we see a lot of the equipment coming into play, and as we see the truck pulling up there to do some work, the construction was originally slated to be about 3 weeks, but as you can see here, much of it is still going on, and a lot of it is through the town council as well. I'm actually climbing up onto the sand right here to go up to the railing set up by construction workers after the storm, and we can see some of the spots where the boardwalk used to be as it continues all the way down there to where normal beachgoers would walk. But in a town council meeting early in January, they awarded $194,380 to KBD Construction for the work. The funds were for the repairs and a lot of the appropriations, but the city was expected to be reimbursed by FEMA for the cleanup costs for all this work. Clearly distinguish how much better the sound quality is. When I was out on the beach just a few minutes ago, you could tell that the wind was just overbearing, but it got the job done. We were able to get the feature in, but now we're going to interview Greg Cambereri, who's a Monmouth student, and see just how he feels about the boardwalk issue.
The boardwalk being gone at Pier Village, it's just really unfortunate. I mean, that's part of the area. That's part of what makes Pier Village so great. It's what attracts tourists, and to see that go, I mean, it's like a small part of the town, and the people go with it.
There's a little human element factor to the story. I think it's complete, and there's a pretty solid idea of just what is going on with the Pier Village Boardwalk and the construction in the area. So tune in next time for Diurnal Gun Show's next video, which is going to be about the Cyprus banking issue. And stay classy, America.